Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. And if you want to support the people that make this game, well, they finished it, but other games like Route 65 and Terra, then you can go to their Patreon. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we met Julian, the very femboyish looking deer, and then came to hang with Carl, which, as you can see here, is not going to go too well. So anyways, let's continue. Oh yeah, and we're playing Never Have I Ever. Never have I ever killed someone. What follows is dead silence. Carl stares straight at TJ, still with a smile on his face. TJ looks confused. That's a weird thing to say. Is it? TJ freezes up, as if ice-cold water had been dumped over his head. I look at Carl slowly, but he's not looking at me at all. TJ's clenched paws rest on his lap, his face expressionless, almost as if we both realize what Carl is getting at. We sit there in silence for what feels like almost a minute. Carl finally breaks the frozen portrait that we're all in, leaning back into the back of the couch. You know, my life has been going downhill since that happened. TJ and I don't see anything, both of us watching Carl. School, grades, drugs, whatever. I don't know. Seems like it all started after whatever it was that happened. Carl looks pointedly at TJ again. Carl? My voice comes out shocked and bewildered. That's the problem with trying to do just a wee bit of voice acting, because it's like, can't really tell until after maybe a sentence or two. It seems to get through to him a little bit, his long ears flicking down briefly. I mean, I guess it does have long ears. TJ continues to stare back at Flynn, back at him, and I'm reminded of how he looked when Flynn was having a go at him. Carl finally looks down, away from TJ. So I was in the crawl space the other day, and I found an old letter from Sydney. I don't say anything, neither does TJ. Carl waits a while, then goes on. I haven't opened it. It said it was a treasure hunt on the front. A treasure hunt? Sydney absolutely loved treasure hunts. He was always making them in his spare time. They were usually pretty bad, and the prizes at the end were always pretty awful. A pile of rocks. It would always take some convincing on his part to get us to go on one. I don't know why I have it, but it's made me... Carl stops talking and closes his eyes, bracing himself deeper into the soft cushions of the couch. Maybe, if you knew what happened, we could fix some of our problems. TJ finally stands up, and Carl's eyes snap open when he does. I watch him, too, having no idea what he's about to do. Because of the look on his face, I wonder if he's about to actually do something violent, attack Carl, or something. Which is also an interesting thing, because we had 3 choices which seemed to be fighting, like a moment ago. Which might be some kind of weird thing happening with the main character. His expression is dark, not like I've ever seen him, even when Flynn was yelling at him. Instead, though, he stands there for a few moments, staring at Carl. Carl looks away again, his ears lowered. Self-improvements start with realizing what the actual problem is, Carl. That didn't sound like TJ at all, not even the voice. Carl seemed shocked as well, as he finally looks at the links. Stop blaming others, and start blaming yourself. His voice is calm and smooth, but ice cold. TJ turns on his heel, and stalks towards the door, his fur fluffed out. I finally snap out of it, and stand up as TJ opens the door. I take one last look at Carl as he's slumped on the couch, his head down. I'll call you later, okay, Carl? Carl doesn't say anything. So with that, I hurry out the door that TJ left open. I catch up to the Lynx, about 100 yards down the road, trying to match his brisk pace. It's late afternoon at this point, and the heat hits me like a ton of bricks. Sweat already threatens to drip off my chin as I approach TJ. He slows down when he hears me panting, letting me catch up. I walk in silence for a good 15 minutes, and I almost jump when TJ finally speaks up. Can you believe he did that? Take a few deep breaths, gathering the time I need to form a response. I think he was just really high and drunk. TJ shakes his head. He knew what he was saying. Sure, but his inhibitions are down. TJ isn't as upset as I thought he would be. At least, not in the way I thought he would be. Instead, he seems to be more angry than anything. I think it's because he's been talking to Flynn, who knows what he's been saying. Who knows what he's been saying to him? That could definitely be the case. TJ finally sighs and stares at the ground, his ears falling. I can tell that he's about to finally start crying, so I quickly put my arm around his shoulders. Hey, it's okay. He was seriously drunker than I've ever seen him. He's not going to remember any of this. He doesn't look up. TJ, you're a huge reason why we all stuck together at this point. TJ doesn't say anything, and I see his eyes watering up. It could be making it worse, but I give his shoulder another squeeze. You're the glue, and like you said, Carl's blaming his own problems on everyone else. This has nothing to do with you. TJ sighs, leaning against me a little. I take this as a good sign and nudge him. Listen, let's get to Janice's place, and get those chores out of the way. After that, we can get some ice cream at Ray's, okay? Alright. TJ lets out a small laugh as I continue down the road for another 10 feet like that. Then, he suddenly pulls away from me, faces me, and hugs me tight. He buries his face in my chest, and I feel his fingers clench on the back of my shirt. He holds me like that for a long time. We get to Jance's house a good half hour later. Me covered in sweat, TJ airing out his shirt. It's 5 at this point, but the sun is still pounding down on the back of my head like a lead weight. Janice opens the door almost the second we knock, and I can tell immediately that something's off. First of all, she's got no pants on. Well, let's hope at this point she's just being seductive. I catch a glimpse of her large, white panties before I snap my eyes back up, staring hard at the coyote's face. I can't see TJ, but by the funny way he's breathing, I'm pretty sure he noticed as well. Janice spreads out her hands, grinning. Well, LB, you made it. We gawk at her for another few seconds before TJ finally speaks out, or squeaks out. Yeah, of course. Janice suddenly steps forward towards Lynx and cups his face in her hands. I keep my eyes up, trying to focus on her face. She squishes TJ's face to the point where his lips purse out a little bit. You, TJ, are a lifesaver. You know that? She says it sincerely, and I can see TJ trying to pull back. Unfortunately, it also looks like the Cody has a good grip on his face, because everything but his head moves back. Thank you, Danish. TJ tries to squeak from his squashed face. Janice, what did you want us to do today? Oh, I have a very special thing for you boys to do. Just getting the vapors mighty fierce today. I break in, hoping to move her attention away from ripping TJ's cheeks off. She seems to be really enjoying the tufts of fur there. Oh, Chase, you're here too? Yeah, we're going to work on it together. Well, alright. How about I head out here there and show you too? My eyes flicked down to her bottom half for just a second, and I immediately regret it. There's no way around it. You want to get dressed first? Janice looks down. Oh, that. Well, I've just got to apologize now. I was in the middle of getting ready for work. I just forgot what I was doing. I glanced at TJ, then quickly back to the coyote. Oh, well, we can wait. Nonsense, it'll only take a sec. I'm left open-mouthed, following the coyote automatically as TJ follows closely behind me. A quick glance around reassures me that there isn't anyone around at the moment, but if someone does come around. Janice marches us out to the back, to a few wooden remnants of the shed we'd moved earlier. She points at the ground. I want you to dig a hole right here. Gonna bury a body. TJ stays just slightly behind me, as if using me as a shield to Janice's shameless immodesty. A hole? Yep, in a rectangle, from here to here. Janice marks a line in the dirt with her foot, before walking about 5 feet in the other direction, and marking another line. And 3 feet wide, at least 3 feet deep, if not more. Great, now we're digging a hole, not just chopping wood. I nod through instructions, just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Okay, what are we doing this for? Jen stops, scratching the back of her head. A pool. Gotta have a pool back here. A pool? Yeah, a nice little old pool. She grins at us, as I quickly nod at her. Okay, we'll get right to work. Shovels in the garage, right? I'm doing everything I can to get her back inside. Yep, need anything else? I can make you lemonade before I leave. No, we'll just get water if we need it. Well, alright, no need to finish it today, if you can't. I know how hot it is. Jens turns to leave, but not before reaching out and pinching TJ's cheek almost viciously. He squints his eyes, ears flattening, as he just stands there and takes it. Ooh ooh. And with that, she hums her way back to the house. I wait until I hear the door close. Oh my god, she's gone insane. She just stays quiet, staring at the spot on the ground where Jan's marked out. Seriously, maybe we should go. No. She's probably just having another off day or something. I shake my head. And this is definitely not a pool. TJ kicks at the dirt as I shiver as I see a small spider skitter across the ground. Either she's lost it and we're doing nothing here, or we're digging a grave. Oh, come on, Chase. This was a bad idea. I hear the garage door opening and shut my mouth. The car engine starts up, and I see the old rusty white sedan pull out of the driveway. Janice waves at us and blows a kiss, which I'm pretty sure is directed at TJ. Then she peels off like she's drag racing to the diner that's less than a mile away. So, what do you think she's on? So who do you think she's on her way to murder? Stop. I look back at TJ. You think she even put her pants on? TJ shudders and looks back at the ground. Let's just get this done. Then I promise I won't do any more chores for her, okay? I sigh. Alright, just remember whose fault it is, if this ends up being our grave. The work is tougher than I thought it would be. I mean, I would have to assume, desert ground is tough ground. It isn't like unconsolidated stuff. Yeah. We'll start at the opposite ends of the little trench they were making. Jan said they should do more than 3 feet if we could, but if this whole thing is bullshit, which I'm pretty sure it is, then I'm not doing any more than the minimum. I'm at least glad to see TJ returning back to his cheerful, bubbly self. We even almost get into the dirt clod war, into a dirt clod war, but that comes to a quick end when I hit TJ in the thigh with a rock-filled one. About 2 hours later, the sun is comfortably low, and we're a little over halfway done. It's at this point that I get a text message from Carl. Take a quick glance at my phone, seeing one word apology of sorry. I look at it for a while until TJ finally peers up. Everything okay? I debate over whether or not to tell him, now that he's in such a good mood. It's hard to tell exactly what will make TJ feel better. What will make TJ feel better or worse? I've come to realize. Still, I think he can tell it's probably from already, judging by how slanted his ears are. It's from Carl. Just says sorry. TJ stops digging, pressing his shovel into the darker, moist dirt at the bottom of the trench. That's it? That's it. Are you going to respond? I don't know. Should I? I mean, here's the thing. TJ probably has a phone. And Carl doesn't say sorry to TJ? Actually, yeah, he does have a cell phone. Because Flynn messaged him. TJ starts digging again. Yeah. TJ tilts his head down. I need to apologize too. Now that seems more like TJ. Well, what should I say? TJ stops digging again and looks up at me. I look up at him expectantly. Okay, so I'm trying to be more assertive, like you said. Oh. I didn't expect him to say that. Is that why? TJ looks down, so I stop myself. Is that why he acted so strange at Carl's mansion? Sorry, never mind. What were you saying? So, I'm just gonna say this. I was thinking about the treasure hunt Carl found. For a moment, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, the thing he found in Carl's crawl space? I was thinking. TJ leans on the shovel, his handle, looking away. Thinking that we should open it. Together. Okay. I say it slowly, realizing how delicate of a topic this is. Is there a reason why you want to open it? TJ sighs deeply, looking up at the deep red and orange sky. I always feel like things happen for a reason, and we were just talking about finding closure yesterday. Okay? So, I feel this might be a way to do it, maybe? Read what he had to say. Maybe go on one of his last hunts. TJ swallows hard. I'm not gonna say a woo. I can sort of see where he's coming from. Sydney always wrote stupid riddles and stories with his treasure hunts. It might mean something to read, something you wrote so long ago. Okay. I keep coming up short with what I want to say. Again, I can see why TJ might think this is the answer, but I'm not so sure. Well, I guess I can ask Carl about it. Do you want everyone there? Maybe just us? We can let the others read it later if they want. I don't think Flynn... I nod quickly. Yeah, that makes sense. So you, wanna do that tomorrow? See if we can do it tonight. We've only got a few days left, and it's making me nervous. TJ gives a tight laugh. Yeah, Sydney's treasure hunts could be pretty elaborate. Oh yeah, definitely. Are we starting to be able to talk about him normally again? Maybe TJ's right about this. Okay, I'll text him back and ask him if I can call him. Okay. It takes a little bit to figure out how to word TJ's request. Hey man, can TJ and I come over to talk? We had a while for Carl's response. TJ abruptly looks back up at me. Are you and Carl, friendly with each other? Huh? I mean, how he kissed you. What? No! I laugh. That was just Carl being drunk. Okay. TJ goes back to digging, his ears twitching around. I grin. What, are you jealous? No. He says it way too fast and loud. Hey, if you want to give me a kiss, I don't mind. Just take your shirt off. TJ doesn't respond, instead focusing hard on the ground he's digging up. Aw, if you're shy, I can do it instead. I see his eyes widen, but he still doesn't say anything. I make kissy sounds at him, and that's when he flings some dirt up at me, smattering my pants with dark brown spots. Oh, come on. I see TJ smirk as he goes right back to work. I'm thinking about picking up another dirt clod, but then my phone buzzes again. Okay. I don't know how long the treasure hunt will be. I think that would be a bit longer. We might just go until we start the treasure hunt. We'll see. Walk slowly up the lane at Carl's driveway. Our shadows covering its tire length in the lights of the sunset. TJ is starting to drag his feet again as we get close to the door, and I stop back to look back at him. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. You sure? We don't have to do this today. We can come by tomorrow. TJ shakes his head, taking a swig of water from a water bottle he bought from the convenience store on the way here. So wait, there's a convenience store between Janice's house and here? No, I'm just a little tired. It's been a long day. Yeah. I'll wait for TJ to catch up, then match his stride as we make our way up the sidewalk, then up the steps to the door. TJ doesn't do anything, instead just gripping onto his water bottle, making the plastic creak. I wait another second, then reach out across TJ to press the doorbell. The faint, fancy chime emanates from behind the door for a few seconds, followed by the clopping of Carl's hooves on the wooden floor. You'd think that'd be a bad idea, having hooves and a wooden floor, unless it's hardwood. There's a pause once he reaches the door, and I imagine him hesitating as he reaches the door handle. A second later, though, it swings open, revealing a very bleary, red-eyed ram. Carl blinks at us a few times with the bright orange sun behind us. Finally, he steps aside, opening the door wider. Hey, guys. There's a pause as I wait to see if TJ will say anything. When he doesn't, I clear my throat and step forward through the door. Hey, man. You okay? Not really. I don't say anything in turn. Instead, spread my arms out in the cool air of the mansion. I turn around and wait for as TJ steps through the doorway, the lynx framed by the golden sunlight, the fine hairs on his fur lit up like white-hot wires. I see Carl's hand that's not on the door sort of twitch, like he's grabbing something in the air. Hey. TJ stands next to me, looking back at Carl. Hello. Carl rubs vigorously rubs at his arm. I believe that is error. Listen. Carl pauses. I get the idea that he's wanting... Well, maybe it's the morning, sorry. And I really want to see what happened next. To tell him that everything is okay, and he doesn't have to explain anything. That would definitely make things easier. But he doesn't say anything, just watches the ram. Carl rubs behind his head for a second, looking back at the door. I'm not sure why it's so hard for him to apologize to TJ. I thought that it was weird that Carl had apologized to me instead of the lynx in the first place. Listen. Carl takes a big, sturdy breath, blowing it out loudly. I was really messed up earlier. I wasn't thinking right. TJ continues to watch Carl silently. His ears are up, at least. Carl stutters and stumbles over a few more syllables before he continues. And I wasn't thinking straight. He scruffs the hardwood floor loudly with a hoof. And I don't think you did anything like that. I was just pissed off. TJ is quiet for a few more seconds, but Carl doesn't offer anything more. So, why were you angry? Carl sighs, then leans his head back against the door, his horns knocking loudly against it. You said some shit that I'm asshurt about, okay? It wasn't your fault. TJ folds his arms, looking down. Well, what was it I said? Carl shakes his head. Stupid shit. I mean, stupid because of me. Stuff about school, car accidents, just brought old stuff up for me. Oh. But I don't think you ever did anything like I said. I was just being a huge dick. Sorry. His voice breaks a little at the end, and he quickly looks at the floor, his ears down. TJ is quiet. I think about changing the subject now that the apology's out of the way, but TJ speaks first. Thanks, Carl. And I'm sorry I brought stuff up like that. I'll try to remember it in the future. Carl shakes his head, looking back up. Not your fault. We stand there awkwardly for a few more seconds. I thought maybe Flynn had been saying stuff to you. That's why you said it. Huh? Oh. Carl's non-denial hangs heavily in the air. I haven't seen Flynn in days, and I'm wondering what he's been up to in that time. Well, if I don't have anything to replace this, we're going to be doing all the routes, you know? Especially Leo's. I have to ask Carl when TJ isn't around. As for now, though, I want to change the subject, because things are getting awkward. So, TJ, had an idea about the scavenger hunt thing. Carl looks at me as if just now realizing that I'm here. Scavenger hunt? Oh yeah, the treasure hunt. TJ scratches his arm, looking embarrassed. Sydney's treasure hunt. Did they say scavenger hunt before? Yeah. TJ scratches harder, his arm looking more and more flustered, so I jump in. Yeah, we were thinking about actually doing it too. Maybe find some closure? Carl frowns. Really? TJ stops scratching his arm, his ears come back up. Yeah, I believe things happen for a reason. That you found it now while we're all here means something, I think. God works in mysterious ways, Carl. Man, I mean, it's really old. You even think any of this stuff would be out there right now? Maybe. But I guess I'm not really looking to find anything. It's just a thing we can do while we remember him. I think it's a good way to find closure. I try to back TJ up under Carl's somewhat bewildered stare. The ram strokes his chin. I guess that sort of makes sense. I mean, if you're okay with doing it. TJ squares the stance, looking up. It's been so long, feeling this way. I feel like this might be our last chance to do something. Carl looks over at me. I nod, indicating I feel the same way. I don't fully understand this new direction in TJ either, but I'm sure as hell supporting him. Well, okay then, I'll go grab it. You wanna just open it now? Well, let's go to the motel, or something, with Jenna there too. Okay. Carl finally shuts the door before making his way to the stairs. JJ seems to deflate, his shoulders hunching back in. That wasn't so bad. I mumble at him once I think Carl's out of earshot. Yeah, it was okay. We stand there awkwardly as we wait. The whole situation is so strange. Carl comes back with a crumpled up looking white envelope in his hands. TJ eyes it, the fur standing up on the back of his neck. So, you dudes want to drive back to the motel, or... Actually, we didn't drive. Carl drops his hands to his sides. Are you really serious? Reeking serious? I can't walk in that heat. TJ did. I tug up some of the fur on the lynx's neck to show Carl. TJ actually jumps a bit, and I quickly let go. I want to ask him what's wrong, but Carl keeps talking. Man, I'm gonna smell like shit once you get there. The sun's almost gone anyway. Carl smirks at me. I sweat walking in the wintertime. You can take a shower at the motel. Carl blows his breath out loudly, frowning. Okay, but I'm gonna put on some more deodorant before we go. The walk back isn't so bad. Carl makes out to be a lot worse than it is with all his gasping, whipping his face constantly. TJ gets a text from Jenna to meet at the diner instead of the motel, since she's going to be there for dinner anyway. And with that scene change that we're in a new area, I think that's a good time to call it. Well, things didn't go so poorly. So, that's going to be the end of this. Let's place a comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, or guides if you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out our videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play the game, free on itch.io. And if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, Patreon. I think it's $3 to get, the newer versions of those things. And until next time, let's play By Me, the GamerWolfSix of Echo. A game that I want to play more of, but unfortunately, unlike other games, the non-reading ones, I'm kind of stuffed by how, well my voice does and my reading abilities are. Oh well, thanks, see ya.